Episode 1. The episode opens in space, where powerful beings launch an attack on Earth. Oliver is older now and assists the Guardians in defending the planet. Mark, still recovering from his battle with Conquest, now uses mechanical arms and legs. Mark asks Oliver to join a mission, but Oliver refuses, saying others should handle it. Later, Cecil meets the Guardians and convinces them to return to the team, and they agree. One member requests leadership based on strategy, but Cecil refuses, citing past actions. Mark responds to a call at a construction site and encounters a dinosaur-like super being. They fight fiercely, and the creature bites off one of Mark's mechanical arms. The fight continues until the creature transforms into a human, explaining he is not in control when possessed. The Guardians arrive, and Mark spares him, though something feels off. Mark spends time with Eve and her family. Her father warns Mark that Eve has nearly died twice because of him. Meanwhile, Mark regrets almost killing the possessed man. Strange activity continues at the construction site, and Mark apologizes to Oliver. Eve detects an unknown signal. Britt attacks again, and Art creates a new suit for Oliver. Universa attacks a power facility, claiming she needs energy to save her people. She overpowers Mark at first, and Eve's powers begin to weaken during the fight. Cecil is informed and sends Mark to assist elsewhere. Episode 2. A Viltrumite explains their history and combat methods to younger members. A deadly virus spreads among them, causing mass deaths. Only a few survive, some developing regeneration. They vow to rebuild and eliminate their enemies. Nolan reveals he was sent to Earth to test genetic compatibility and succeeded with Mark. This led him to attempt conquering Earth after seeing Mark's powers. Alan takes Nolan to meet an ally known as the Betrayer. Nolan reveals only 50 Viltrumites remain. Alan wants to destroy them, but Nolan refuses, agreeing only to help locate weapons. They begin a mission, retrieving weapons across space. During one mission, they encounter powerful creatures that nearly kill them. Alan's partner saves them by freezing the creatures again. Nolan worries about being used to destroy his own people. The Betrayer reveals he created the virus and promises to use it only as a last option. Nolan leaves to find Mark. The post-credit scene shows Conquest returning to Viltrum, asking for punishment, but the Emperor assigns him another task. Episode 3. Titan meets Machine Head, who proposes teaming up, but Titan declines. Cecil and Donald discuss Mark's recent violent actions, raising concern about his Viltrumite side. Mark struggles with guilt and tries to contact Eve, who is losing her powers. Titan is attacked by an enemy sent by Mr. Liu. He protects his family while fighting. Meanwhile, Cecil advises Mark to act more human. Mark comforts Eve and suggests seeking help. Oliver takes on a mission involving Miguel. A portal opens, and Flaxen forces invade Earth. The Guardians and Mark fight back, along with a robot designed to counter Omni-Man. Oliver confronts Mr. Liu but is defeated and calls for help. Mark eventually rescues him. The Guardians disable the invasion device, ending the attack. Machine Head later reveals Titan and Liu as new allies, showing they were manipulated. The post-credit scene reveals Eve is pregnant. Episode 4. Mark feels guilty about killing someone and fears becoming like his father. He returns his suit, but Art encourages him. Eve calls Mark for help. A battle breaks out involving Volcanica, who proves extremely powerful and kills Domina. Damien seeks help from Satan to restore bodies and perform a ritual. Instead of summoning the killer, Mark appears in hell. Damien asks for his help against Volcanica and explains the situation. Mark refuses at first, but agrees after being promised a way home. They retrieve Satan's crown from a dangerous pit. After returning it, Satan regains his full power. Mark is then sent back home. Episode 5. Alan speaks with Eve and reassures her about Nolan, revealing Nolan once saved him. Nolan explains the Viltrum Empire's past to Mark and admits his mistakes. He plans to travel to Telescria with Mark and Alan. Nolan visits Debbie to apologize, but is rejected. She tells him the damage he caused cannot be undone. Elsewhere, a powerful enemy is defeated by Tech Jacket. She later joins the Coalition of Planets. Mark decides to leave Earth with Nolan and Alan to protect the universe. Oliver insists on joining despite objections. Debbie agrees after one final family dinner. Nolan visits Art, who refuses to fix his suit. Mark and Eve share a moment, and Eve asks him to return safely. The team departs Earth. Later, Conquest attacks, destroying their ship. A brutal battle follows. Mark eventually defeats Conquest, but is left near death. Alan and Tech Jacket survive in secret. Episode 6. Thetis prepares the coalition for war, while Thrag rallies the Viltrumites. Nolan, Mark, and Oliver are stranded on a desert planet while Mark recovers. Alan and Tech Jacket escape and return to the coalition. Nolan and Oliver begin to bond, though tension remains. Mark slowly improves. The coalition base is later attacked by Thrag's forces. A massive battle follows, with heavy losses on both sides. A traitor within the coalition is exposed. Thrag retreats, and the coalition decides to take the fight to Viltrum. The episode ends confirming Conquest is truly dead. Episode 7. After the Emperor's death, a new ruler takes control and enforces survival of the strongest. The team plans to attack Viltrum while it is weak. However, the Viltrumites are prepared and engage them in battle. Each member fights individually while Nolan confronts Thrag. Thrag offers Nolan forgiveness, but Nolan refuses. Oliver and Mark join the fight, but are overpowered. Oliver is killed, and Nolan retrieves his body. The team regroups and launches a combined attack, destroying much of Viltrum. Thetis demands surrender, but Thrag refuses and kills him. Thrag continues fighting, kills Nolan, and spares Mark due to the low number of Viltrumites remaining. Thrag sends the Viltrumites to Earth to destroy it. Mark and Nolan are worried. Alan is to replace Thaddeus. Mark couldn't wait for the ship to get to Earth as he leaves. Everything seemed fine. He goes home to see his mother. He imagines Thrag killing her. Mark tells Debbie Mark is fine and recovering, and Nolan is outside. Mark goes to see Eve. Debbie questions Nolan's coming back. He begs for a second chance, but is not given. Zoe unites with his father. Mark unites with Eve. He tells her of his worries. Mark visions of Viltrumite's brutality continues. Paul advises Debbie to go see Oliver in the world where he is. Eve eventually tells Mark she had an abortion. Mark apologizes for not being there for her. Mark tears up about being unfair to Eve. Nolan comes by and tells him of the update of the ship. However, he is going to see Oliver. Debbie tells him that she is coming too. She announces her relationship with Paul was over. Nolan carries her to space to the ship. Eve advises Mark to go on a flight to clear his head. He takes a long flight. He sees Thrag in space. Thrag tells him that the consequence of what he had done to Viltrum is that the Viltrumites will begin to live among them as one of them and rebuild their race without conflict with Earth. Mark accepts his terms. Nolan tells him he had saved lives and leaves. At the end, Thaddeus leaves Alan a message from beyond the grace, telling him to use his created virus to extinguish every last Viltrumites on Earth, and Nolan must not know of it. The end. How do you like this season 4? Share your views.